Base, yeah, I obviously didn't go in the house and didn't wait. I cut everything out, sanded, trimmed it, matched them up as best I could. This will be the left, outside toward me, inside toward you. This will be the right. And we'll use this line here, which is the top. This bit here will be the dorsal fin part of the pod, right? So the top surface of the pod will be that high. And that's where we'll, when we pull that stuff off the cardboard, move it in here and we'll rough this up, we'll grind this up. And we'll put some, like I said, we'll hot glue some cardboard in there to hold it square. And then we'll go ahead and put some more of the gunk, the glue, the filler that we use to glue these two pieces together, just to fill that radius in. Maybe even put a piece of glass or two on there to hold it. We'll peel out the pieces of cardboard and the hot glue, and we'll finish it up. No one's going to see the inside. The inside's going to be the inside. Then, of course, all the pod surface will be raw glass because we're doing moldless composite, right? So that's all going to need body working and stuff too. Certainly not to get us out to testing. I just wanted to get the pods done and on, weld some mounts to the chassis and to the Nerf bar to hold the pod in place, whether they're Zeus mounts or just tabs, and we use rib nuts with bolts, whatever. Doesn't really much matter to me. It would be nice if they were on Zeus's, that way it's quick to take the cover off and dump more fuel and gas in the cart, whatever, but it is what it is. At that point, you know, it doesn't really much matter. We'll get it ready to go. We can literally take, I got rolls and rolls of black and white contact paper. So I can just cover this stuff with contact paper without even doing body work or painting it. Because literally from the wall, from the guardrail in the pit lane, watching it go by, you wouldn't even notice. You wouldn't even know the difference. So that might be what we do to bust us out, to give us some time to spend far more time getting the trailer squared away. I told Rich yesterday, and he just buzzed me. He wanted to know if we were going to do these doors. There's more to it than just hanging the doors. They need to be sealed first. I need to get silicone sealer around the outside edge of that, the inside edge of the outer side of the door, between the aluminum or the tin and the channel that we put around it, because we don't want water getting in there and causing the same problem that happened the first time. Now, we did seal up the edge of the wood when we put that channel on, but it's still going to need clear silicone around that edge. So that's got to get done before we can bolt the doors on, because the hinge will be in the way of getting all that silicone on. So next weekend, more than likely, I got work to do over there, not just the fiberglass, but cutting holes for the other two sets. We're going to have three brake lights and turn markers. Instead of just having two of the standard lights, I bought two more sets of the exact same light. So that'll light up the back of it, it'll make it look really cool. We'll cut those, get the wires crimped in, piece of cake there. That's all. We'll get that all done during the week. And everything else is already bolted to the back. I've already bolted the hinges on. I've already bolted the little cast latch bits for the bar that locks the two doors together. So at that point, it's just peel the plastic off, put the seal down, cut a piece of wood or something to lift the doors up off the bottom of the frame and get them centered in that door frame opening, and then set the doors on there, get the center seal right and all that, you know, get them all shimmed up. And then it's just a matter of marking, drilling the hinges, putting the bolts in. We got stainless steel bolts for the hinges as well to go through the doors, so no more rusty rust. So we'll get the doors in place and swinging, then we'll do the pole with the three bits that hold the pole to the door, to latch to the door. And then the doors, that bit of it will be done, right? And you know, everything at the back will be done. Then the lights, the paint, the seal, the doors on. Nothing left to do but wipe them down. We're going to leave it raw aluminum. We're going to wipe them down with alcohol and get the fingerprints and smudge marks off and stuff. So it'll look nice. And I mean, it won't look like stainless, but it's nice. It looks pretty nice. So until we're ready to paint, maybe we don't. We'll see how it holds up to the weather. You know, I don't know about painting those doors. Probably going to have to call Metal Mart to get another piece of aluminum for the access door, the side door. And we got enough material to rebuild the door. We got to take it apart to find out if the channel is usable. It looks from the outside that we won't have to replace the channel. That's the expensive part of that whole job. Buying that U-channel was pricey. It's thicker, heavier than the original stuff. The original stuff was just maybe a little 1/8 inch, and this stuff we got on there, well, what we got on there is 1/8 inch, maybe a 16th inch that came with it. And they build those trailers cheap. They build them to fall apart, so you go buy another one. We're just going to fix it up and try to continue on because, you know, at 55 years old, I don't plan on doing this into my 60s and 70s. The racing part of it to me is not attractive anymore. I don't mind going to the track, and I love turning laps, and I love going fast. But literally going somewhere, the race format, it's so hectic. It's so, it's uninviting. It's not a very fun, inviting, not like it used to be. You know, when you're young, you're amped. You're amped up, you're wired up. I get at the track, and between practice and racing, I don't want to do anything. You know, I don't want to work on it. I don't want to prep it. I don't want to get it ready to go. If it was a matter of just topping it off with gas and checking the air pressure, but it's never that simple. I think that last trip to Grattan where we stuck the motor at the end of the straightaway, we didn't even, you know, just completing one lap of practice and spending the whole rest of the day tearing everything apart, all the body work off. Water out of the cart, seat out of the cart, I mean, just tearing everything apart. Working on the cylinder, working on cleaning up the piston, getting everything squared away just so we could go back out and run it again and put the rod out of it. It was work, hammer, and we're not even really racing anybody. If you watch that video, we leave from pit lane. I didn't mind leaving from pit lane because I knew we were probably faster than all but about 3 karts that were there. And I think if we'd have run the whole race at the pace we were going, we probably would have finished third. But we're racing 250s. There was only one, I think, other 125 laid on shifter cart. So it just isn't the same as it used to be. The enthusiasm isn't there. Like I said, I love running a car. And so maybe we'll end up like a lot of other older guys. Guys that got older, maybe even just some of them into their 40s. That Ron Miller, Walt Steerley, a few of the guys, but Boots from California. Boots might have run some more regular races out in California that we weren't really aware of, but he, you know, Daytona was a big deal for him. Walt was the same way. He'd just come run Daytona. Keith Freeber for a while with Margay, and the Wallens as well. Buddy, obviously, and Jim Russell, obviously. I mean, they go and they support because their kart shops are suppliers, and they support at races, but they weren't getting behind the wheel nearly as often, you know. But they would get up for those big races, and so maybe that's the ticket. I just do track days. Spring and fall, and we do one trip to Daytona at Christmas, God willing, if the world isn't gonna tear itself apart. So that's it. Got these parts done. We're gonna run these over to Rich's house, toss them out in the garage over there so they're out of the way here. Place a mess. That dust was everywhere, and it's still everywhere. I cleaned up the floor, just blew it out with the air hose a bit, but everything, the benches, everything's covered in dust that wasn't covered up. So I got a nightmare on my hands. I think what we're going to do is just blow down where we're going to work and continue with the headrest padding, you know, with the MyCart, and then of course the things we've got to do over there at Richie's house this week with the side pods and the trailer, just plugging away. We're, like I said, we're hoping just to get the thing ready for the road now, and we'll worry about the rest of it after. You know, I mean, at this point, we don't want to have to work that hard just to get there. You know, let's just get there and have some fun and relax and stuff. So that's it. Peace out from RPM, worldwide, global, massive, nasty headquarters here in gnarly downtown Roseville. I don't even know if there's a downtown Roseville. That's us. You know where we're at. We'll talk to y'all later.